Calver is 44 years old. Jamessa Brown is 29. One of them needs money for a kidney transplant.
Everybody that came, everybody that donated.
The other is taking on a hospital that charged him $100,000 after he had a heart attack.
Your insurance isn't going to pay, this is what you owe, or you're going to a debt collector.
Like them, millions of Americans face bankruptcy in order to pay for their treatment. Some turn to crowdfunding. This fireman with a brain tumor is trying to raise $250,000. The family of this truck driver, who's been in a coma for 2 years, says he needs $300,000 for medical expenses. They've even published a video of his accident. Now Americans are asking, how did it come to this? Drew Calver is a history professor. In April 2017, he had a heart attack at home. His neighbor took him to the nearest hospital.
Here's the emergency side.
Like most Americans, he has private medical insurance, so he thought he was covered.
I asked one of the administrators, am I covered? I think I'm in the Seton network, a different network with my insurance, and everybody assured me that this is an emergency situation.
After a week in hospital and bypass surgery, Drew returned home. The bill arrived a few weeks later.
I saw this $109,000 and I thought, that's wrong, I'm not paying that.
That's some 90,000 euros that the couple now had to foot. Their insurance provider refused to pay, explaining that it didn't have a financial agreement with the hospital, even in the event of an emergency.
But it's called narrow networks with our hospital system and systems. And we knew that Drew's insurance was a narrow network and he's supposed to go to a certain hospital. But in emergency situations, we were told you just go to the closest hospital because it is life or death.
The couple reviewed the itemized bill: blood test, medication. The most expensive treatment were the 4 small stents placed in Drew's arteries, a common procedure, but for which they were charged $42,000 or 38,000 euros.
The hospital list price is $1,000.
So they bump the cost 20 times the amount. They say it's market value, but there's no way that all the hospitals, nobody's paying that much.
Looking for answers, Drew and his wife sent the document to a specialist doctor. Hospitals in the United States are mostly profit-chasing private companies.
From one hospital to another, it's really that calculation of what a hospital decides it wants to try and make money on. So in New York State, for example, a vitamin D blood test can cost $16 at one lab and literally, I kid you not, $784 at another.
Americans call these surprise bills. Their amount is random, and more importantly, they're never fully covered by the patient's medical insurance. A different town, but a similar situation. This young woman is holding an auction at her local church.
We started off with $0 just a few months ago, and now I think I have like almost $900.
Jamessa Brown needs a kidney transplant. She pays $500 a month for private health insurance.
The Medicare that I'm on right now actually would take care of the 80% of it, but the 20% I would be responsible for. But that's probably 20% out of like $400,000. So that's a big thing to have to pay off on my own. So the financial stress of it has been heavy on me.
After some live music, Jamessa's family and friends make donations or bid for a bottle of wine.
It's very common to do that. You see it all the time. Different organizations raising money for different causes or whatever, and as a family, that's something that we should do as well.
Jamessa raised $1,400 that afternoon, but she's still a long way off from the sum that she needs. Drew Calver's case has attracted media attention. Feeling the pressure, the hospital has given up its demand for the $100,000.